Hello, friends. Nestled on 15 wooded acres stands a place where winter yields to passion. For 74 years, the Short Hills Invitational has called to the finest. Here, tradition finds its perfect echo. Legends are remembered, rivalries are renewed. This is the Short Hills Club Platform Tennis Invitational, a tradition unlike any other, where heated courts defy the season and skill meets grace. The Short Hills Invitational, where the paddle sings and the spirit of the game lives on. Join us as history unfolds. A tradition unsurpassed.
We're all tied up, and this first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow. Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We're live from the Short Hills Club in Short Hills, New Jersey, bringing you the 2026 Short Hills Invitational Grand Prix with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corient. Tournament support has also been provided by the following. Presenting sponsor, JP Morgan Private Bank, the world's best private bank. Additional local sponsors, Maple Crest Ford, Lincoln of Union, Xenon Paddle, Spyro Harrison and Nelson, Paper Ribbon Wrap, T-Spa by Tutela Plastic Surgery, New Jersey Men's Platform Tennis Association, Suzanne Emmerich of Keller Williams Premier Properties, Club Pilates, New Jersey Women's Platform Tennis League, Swax Lax Lacrosse, and New Jersey Flex League. I'm Brad Easterbrook alongside Denise Murphy, giving you women's quarterfinal round action between the number 5 seeds of O'Sullivan and Saric against the number 3 seeds of Halbauer and Zubori. Denise, welcome to the booth. I should also mention our umpire, who will not be on the court today, is Carol Everton. It's too cold and windy out there, so they're doing their duties off court. Denise, welcome to the booth.
Thanks so much, Brad. I'm so excited to call this match with you today. Yeah, we've got quite a, the temperatures are a little chilly here in Short Hills, New Jersey, which the actual temperature is 11 degrees, feels like it's negative 9-ish. So hence no ump in the chair. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing these two teams go at it. Just to introduce the players super quick. On the forecourt here on the right side with the blonde, looks like ponytail and lefty, is Mila Saric, and her partner to her left, hitting an overhead right now in the white baseball cap, is Gussie O'Sullivan. Tracking to the far court in the ad side, wearing the white hat and black jacket and pants, is Anna Maria Zubori in the ad side on the right. And her partner, Ellie Halbauer, on the left, is in the deuce side. So I love these stats provided by court director here, Gussie O'Sullivan from Glen Cove, New York, Mila Saric, Huntington, New Jersey, Ellie Halbauer, Cincinnati, Ohio, and Anna Maria Zubori from Old Westbury, New York. So,
Denise,
I mean, a lot of excitement behind these teams, Brad, as we were talking before we went on air, because this is only the second tournament that Zubori and Halbauer will have played together. The first tournament was the Boston Open Grand Prix, where they won it. So there's a lot of excitement and kind of new energy in the air with this pairing showing up again today.
Yeah, these guys are a terrific team. You know, Halbauer and Zubori, as you were talking off air with me, I mean, there's really a ton of weapons on the court, almost nowhere to hit it where they can't fire it back at you from the backcourt. And they have great attacking rollers into the screens. And, of course, Zubori has cut finishers and various spins and touches. But O'Sullivan and Saric, I mean, Saric is up-and-coming lefty on the tour right now. She's a tough cookie. Gussie O'Sullivan can grind with the best of them. She is a tough competitor with a lot of variety in the backcourt. Not the power that the other players had, you know, but she'll chip the backhand, make you move in. She'll roll the forehand at you, and she'll just keep working the point.
Yeah, I totally agree. O'Sullivan is a really clever player. Just like a master defender over there in the ad side. And, you know, a lot of times somebody that's constantly hitting really good quality lobs and their partner gets all the fanfare, they don't get enough
Right.
kudos. But O'Sullivan is back there, to your point, grinding away, putting up really calculated, targeted lobs, and as a result, gives her partner Saric a lot of looks with that dangerous lefty forehand in the middle of the court.
Yeah,
Um,
it's unique, Denise. I mean, you played the game for a lot of years at the top of the game. How many lefties did you play against?
Not many.
Yeah, there's so few.
So
and
yes. It's tricky because even though you keep reminding yourself where the safe zones are, how the ball is going to react on the screen, you need to remain incredibly focused and the entire match, or else you're going to lose. That bounced the wrong way, and I forgot to read it on the screen. Or, oh gosh, why did I just hit it to the reset because that monster forehand's coming at me? Or in Halbauer's case, too, her monster backhand, the middle is just not safe. So you need to hit the depth of these overheads, and the placement is going to be very important for the net team, for sure.
All right, so there's a good look at our players up close. And again, we did the introduction before that is the red paddle there, the Anna Zubori. Everybody's so bundled up, it's hard to tell, and her partner, Ellie Halbauer. You know, we were talking about that you expect to see a lot of attacking rollers. If they come at Saric in the backcourt, they will attack her with heavy rollers. Their out will be, if a good lob comes up, they'll probably try to, dump it in medium pace to to O'Sullivan, where they don't think they're going to get hurt as much. That, to me, is the biggest difference in the match, more than anything else, is the overall firepower and options that Halbauer and Zubori will have versus, I think, O'Sullivan and Saric. I don't think they can overpower this team of Halbauer and Zubori, right? And I think the faster they go,
yes,
it might be tough for them to keep up that kind of pace. So they have to, in my estimation, and Denise, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, have to play it kind of one way, whereas I think there's like three ways possibly that Halbauer and Zubori can win this match.
Yeah, no, Brad, I can't agree with you more. I think the challenge for O'Sullivan and Saric is going to be to just slow it down and not fall into that pressure pace that they just play fast, they play big, meaning Zubori and Halbauer. So, and we know the pace O'Sullivan likes to play, and Saric is really patient back there as well, making good decisions when to pull the trigger or not. So we're getting this going right here, Brad. Looks like Halbauer's taking us out, and Saric's just returned serve.
Yeah, these guys are not, it is legitimately very cold, and the biggest is the wind. It's not just the temperature itself. It's gotten sunny here. Backing up, misses the big heavy roller there. The players are getting after it. I have not yet seen a match where people are literally willing to stay out there for hours. Most of the matches I've seen so far today have been more like, let's go, let's play this. Yeah. And again, we just said it may not be that easy for them to win that match, and that's a great play there from Zubori. She didn't even hit a great drop. She just hit a drop, make her run in. She gets a short lob. She wants to create that kind of movement in O'Sullivan, bring her off the baseline where they can hit behind her, and she did it masterfully there. So they're going to have to lob well. I think that's going to be a crucial component in this match for Saric and O'Sullivan. Lob well.
Lob well and get really picky when you're driving, because if they drive at the wrong time and Zubori's up there, the point's going to end with the drop shot. I mean, she hits that so beautifully, and you might be able to run it down, but it's the positioning of your team was just severely compromised, and on a cold day like this, it's going to be hard to recover from.
On the flip side,
the classic.
Go ahead.
Brad, we're just talking about very patient here from the baseline. O'Sullivan and Saric just working those lobs, and it paid off. Yeah,
it was perfect. That serve was just long, 30 all. And we talked about it briefly in the beginning. There's no umpire out there, so the players are making the all calls. There will be no overrules in these matches. they're going to have to go after it. Normally the umpires in the chair, they make these overrules. So O'Sullivan and Saric getting here a break point. You know, it's funny, you see that chip backhand from O'Sullivan. That is her preferred offensive weapon, you know, going with the chip backhand low. And it's unique on the women's side. It's unique probably in the entire game, you know, whether it be women's or men's side.
I happen to be a huge fan of that shot when used at the right time, because it's very hard to tell when it's going to be a backhand little chip or when it's going to be just a routine block lob.
It's going to be right at the crease. Oh, close. Going
Yeah,
at it this time. She got it. Good dig there from Halbauer. Right at the crease. They're going after it.
And also, Brad, just noticing, we've been seeing this as the temperatures have decreased, is you just have to hit more solid overheads. You can't hit like these soft overheads in these temperatures because they're going to get chewed up and spit out.
Oh, tough.
Wow,
She held it and just flipped it right into Saric's corner, who was, she didn't expect it going there. She thought it looked like she was going to hit it to the other side. And so, you know, it's one of Zubori's greatest skills.
For me.
You mean for her to go for that? For
Zubori to go for that, yeah.
So you think Saric was probably smart and not looking for it, but that's the problem with playing with Zubori, and why Zubori is a multiple national champion.
Totally.
It's because
she
her
can
racket
hit that line.
skill is insane, right? And her ability to control the ball and hold the ball. Her variety of shots, and there's 2 in a row right into Saric's corner to finish out that game. And they did what they wanted to in the beginning. They played a couple of like good, solid, long points. They got a couple of, you know, I would say the mid-level errors. They didn't actually win a point by driving it at, you know, Halbauer Zubori. They got a fault and then a couple of mid-loose arrows. But that's the kind of thing, the point they want to play. And then they got a couple of quick ones there. I do think in this cold weather, Denise, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, you have to get in the corners more and not let the ball get behind you. She got burned twice in the corners. The colder weather, the ball, if it goes in there, it's easier to dig it out a little more to the center than if it gets behind you in the corners.
Absolutely. You got to protect. It's like a black hole over there in the corners if you hit a medium to short overhead. And you know, as soon as you've identified that your opponent is targeting that and hurting you with it, you've got to adjust your positioning to block that.
All right, now in this first 2 points, and it's 30-love now for Halbauer, we're seeing the firepower difference. She's putting in this kind of a soft serve, and O'Sullivan has a great volley, but in 3 for 3 here, they have driven and taken over the net. Now, there's a great counter from Saric, but the firepower off the return with the blitz behind it, that's going to be, we were talking about at the beginning, sort of the difference maker in the match is this extra bit of firepower that O'Sullivan and Saric are just going to basically have to deal with. You know, and if they can't, or they're not able to hold the net, or they get blitzed on successfully by, you know, if Halbauer and Zubori are able to successfully blitz a couple of points a match, that's a lot of pressure to make up. A lot of points to make up. It's a lot of
pressure. I mean, Halbauer and Zubori, they just have so many different ways to apply pressure. I love that swinging volley of Halbauer. Most people, when they come in blitzing, they just hold their paddle still and keep the feet moving. She has like a full-on, like, swinging forehand and backhand volley coming into blitz. It's a great shot.
That's a little long. So every time they've been able to make that first volley, they've gotten 75% of the points. I think they've only won the first drive successfully. They're winning the point. Yeah, but this is good. Hang in there. When they make an error, try to build on it. All right, game point for O'Sullivan Saric.
O'Sullivan serving, Zubori's returning. Great placement. I love how Zubori moved through that return.
Yeah, it's perfect placement. And Saric, when the ball goes up the tee, Saric, we got to remember, she's a great player, and she's definitely a one-to-watch type player. But that's sort of straight up the tee. When that ball goes straight up the tee, she might want to take 1 to 2 boards towards the center, right? You know, the angle that it goes in on, you got to follow the serve just a little bit to cover it. That's just beautiful. Held it.
So good.
Looks like she might be going long and deep through the court with a long cutter, and then she just, at the moment of contact, takes the pace off the ball and just cuts under it and drops it low, short. And Saric is fast.
That was beautifully camouflaged. You couldn't tell.
Yeah, Saric couldn't tell at all.
Until it was coming.
Huge by Halbauer.
I love how, yeah, it's the pressure drives, just hitting and moving forward.
Yeah, that was a tough one, that last one she went for. She knew she was going for it. She went to the two-hander, couldn't get over the top of it, but Sullivan hit it harder, so it challenged her. She couldn't quite time it. Here comes Halbauer again on the blitz.
Love the early call by Halbauer for help.
Gonna have to make sure they lob well enough. There you go. A little confusion on those overheads.
Slide right.
Yeah, Halbauer should be sliding right on some of those, and let Zubori do the work. But that's just long. Yeah.
Just back.
Very close.
Really good points, though. I mean, O'Sullivan and Saric are volleying very well.
Yeah, I mean, they have everything. There's game right there. Nice little lob. She tries to hit a tough spot. She's moving backwards and tries to hit that side back overhead behind Halbauer. Just a little deep in the court for that. 2-0 now, Halbauer, Zubori.
Zubori serving, Saric returning.
Heavy rollers. Oh, I think she mishit that one. She was going to go for almost like third panel smash there.
Yeah, I feel like she changed her mind on that one at the last minute. But again, good lobs. I mean, she's on her back foot, hitting that overhead. So great job by O'Sullivan and Saric. I mean, if they can keep their opponents like 1 foot beyond the service line every time hitting overheads, that's going to be a huge difference maker in this match.
I think they need to be able to win this match.
Yeah.
I think they really do have to make sure they're back there. Otherwise, I think they're right now. You could even watch this point. They're hanging in this point. All right, they are not, controlling it by any means. They need to get enough rhythm, and then you see Halbauer just absolutely rocketed that hard overhead right into Saric, and because they were just scrambling the whole time, and it was a great shot, but they were barely hanging in there. Now you're going to win some points here and there, and they did. In the first game when they almost had came close to a break of serve. But they're going to need to get a rhythm of controlling the point well enough. That's a huge backhand. And Saric just got the forehand.
Really beautifully moved into that so nicely.
Forehand as well, but I think her backhand's the better shot.
Yeah, I mean, her backhand roller is one of her signatures. Obviously, we just saw that backhand drive is devastating as well. The amount of energy needed, Brad, to put up a lob and to get your opponents just beyond the service line it's so tough. I mean, you can see where they're hanging out basically middle of the service box right now, hitting their overheads. And that is going to be a tough, I feel like that reaction piece that we keep seeing O'Sullivan and Saric, they don't feel comfortable right now. They don't seem comfortable because of the short lobs that they're putting up.
Yeah.
If they were to start putting up just a little, we're not talking like majorly deep, just 1 foot beyond that service line, they would feel a lot more comfortable back there and have a little more time to do what they do best, which is grind it out and wait for the right ball to strike.
Yeah, but it also starts to just open up a few more opportunities, for them to get those strikes.
Absolutely.
Good pace. That's going to be tough. Oh, she got a good break there. She made a dig. And Zubori normally gets up right on top of the net and hits a drop volley from above the net. There she sort of hung back a half second, and the ball got underneath the net and become a very difficult shot for her.
She did. O'Sullivan put up 3 quality lobs prior to that last one. So it's perhaps one of the reasons she was just hanging back more. Oh, that off-pace drive is so tricky in these temperatures, especially. So crafty by O'Sullivan. That was a great, just dipping roller. I mean, the amount of drives, Brad, as you know, in these temperatures that find the net is just, the percentages are astounding. The ball's heavy, your paddle's dead, it's not moving nearly as quickly to you, so your timing can be a little off. It's just a lot of adjustments in this game given what the temperature is.
All right, layers coming off.
Zubori and Halbauer.
I like this. She's trying to get, she's got so many layers she can barely get the other jacket off. There we go, switching it up. That's great, the players are warming up.
That is always a good sign. It looks like Ellie's wearing legit like snowmobile pants.
Like maybe she's going to go snowmobiling after this, right?
Yeah.
Like full skiers, right?
Yeah, legit.
It is, we did say it's legit cold out there, and it really has affected how some of the tournaments run. And even the outside, to be honest, normally this place would be packed with hundreds and hundreds of people. Inside all 4 courts, you'd see all the courts completely packed with players. On the outside, the inside, they have this one sponsored tent that's set up, which is lovely, but I guarantee you there's going to be no one in it all day long.
Yeah.
It's just, it is too cold outside with the wind chill and the negative, under 0 degrees. So the players are doing their best and competing hard throughout the whole thing. It is affecting play to a degree because, I have definitely seen it be the kind of thing I have yet to see. As much as we expect some grind out here, it's harder to grind as well as you normally would either, because you can get punished much more so. You see it by that drop shot there that Saric plays. A drop shot in warm weather like that, she's going to have so much more of an opportunity to chase that ball down and get it up. And then let's say they hit the next one. You just have more opportunity on every ball. So they're going to have a tougher time with that.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of adjustments that are required given the temperature, especially when they get as frigid as a day like this, it takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of that was a great lob.
It's a great lob, and so going back to what you said before, she didn't really want to hit like that sort of high push overhead. So she went for a tough roller, but she's moving backwards and hitting a roller from behind the service line. There's going to be a percentage you're going to miss, just not that simple a shot. Yeah.
I would love to see her, Saric, hit that overhead and maybe just turn it into a push and stay back for one to see what happens, because perhaps she feels like she has to too big of a ball given the firepower that she's facing looking at Zubori and Halbauer and everything they bring.
Yeah, just hit it and stay back.
Staying back and navigating it from the baseline.
It's a great call, Denise. Oh, fake drive there from Zubori.
Yeah, I love the pace changes. You could just hear how hard the ball is.
Yeah, it's very hard.
It doesn't sound the same.
And it's got this dull thud,
Yes.
And the thwack on the paddle at the contact point. Nice dig.
That was a great dig. Zubori starts stepping up, thinking that might have been a drop shot coming. That was a really solid point by Saric and O'Sullivan.
Yeah, they played a great one. Still, Halbauer got 2 or 3 strikes in there, and it ended with Zubori going for a sort of a risk-reward shot. She's trying a little push drive, getting it low under the net so she can maybe get a blitz on it. Doesn't work in her favor there. All right. So there we go. First game for O'Sullivan and Saric, and they're in this match now.
Yeah,
3-1.
That's a solid hold for Saric. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, that's the big key. You know, because we talked about in the beginning, like, the way they're going to have to do is lob a little better and just be a little tighter and cleaner with a lot of the shots. And they're working their way to that, right, or trying to. And at this stage, you know, that first game's going to go a long way to just kind of let them feel more comfortable. See, that's going to be the drop shot. And
Oh, gosh, yep. That's the same. You have to be really picky when you decide to hit a ball low in these temperatures, because if Zubori's up there, it's just gonna end in a dropper.
But again, so the last 2 shots, she's not even trying to hit it low. She's just not getting the initial lob up. They got to start hitting their other lobs a good, almost like 3 times harder, because of what you were talking about before, the deadness of the ball. Just because every time it's getting short and low. If they don't get, yeah, there we go. They got to just get her at least to the service line.
Yes.
Right. That service line, not too bad. Oh, sneaky. Halbauer, good run back.
There you go. I mean.
Oh, great shot. You know, it's a tough one. O'Sullivan's right there. I don't even know if that ball was going in, but just couldn't get out of the way. And Halbauer, you know, goes straight at the body. It's a good play from there.
Couldn't get out of the way. Okay, a little word from our sponsor, Corient. Corient is excited to partner with the APTA because, whether as advisors to our members or as members themselves, they are already part of the APTA community. Learn more at www.corient.com, the official wealth sponsor of the APTA. But what I liked about Brad, going back to that last game, I know it ended with a peg that probably didn't feel very good. But Saric got that drivable ball after they pushed Halbauer back 2 times beyond the service line. So there are looks to be had, and they will have more of them if the quality of their lobs improve.
Incredible hands there from Saric. And then just so slippery. Zubori has this ability to hold the ball on her paddle and just be quick about it. There's a quick drop. Nice exchange here, and amazing hands from Saric. But then she just slides it by her on the far side. Great shot.
It almost hurts more when you let a softball like that go by you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Like, if I'm going to go down on a point, I want it to be like a big one, not like the little touch shot that slides past me. I know that's taking away from Zubori. That was incredible touch and a great look by her.
Well, you're not really taking anything away from Zubori. It's just more the way it makes you feel. You know, when the ball gets misdirected on you and you're like, oh, God, you know, I just got beat by a ball going 7 miles an hour, right? Versus, you know, a howitzer you never feel bad about. It never feels bad. But the other one is like, come on.
Right.
Or when you get fooled.
Absolutely. So just going around real quick, Brad, a couple, you know, for the viewers that don't know, Anna Maria Zubori is 2-time national champ with Florentina Hanisch. So they won nationals in 2021 and 22. Ellie Halbauer was a finalist at the 2024 nationals with Gabby Nicolescu. One of her first, I think she had only been playing like 2 or 3 years when she made it to the finals of nationals. It was pretty incredible. And O'Sullivan and Saric, they've had a great year so far.
Terrific.
I mean, Boston Open, they took 3rd place. They lost to Elliot Lalich. Long Island, 3rd place, lost to Elliot Lalich. Ronimek Open, 5th place. You know, lost to Hanisch Zubori. Chicago Charities, 5th, lost to Lopez and Page. So really, I mean, solid losses. It's not like there's those
well,
are
you just
all
said
like
the top 3 teams.
players.
They've only lost to the top 3 teams, right? You know,
Yeah.
So those are the only losses they've had. So the next breakthrough is obviously going to be able to see how they can beat these teams. And they've given these teams like matches. Their loss
Yes.
to Elliott and Lalich in Boston was a battle.
Battle. Yep, 3-set battle.
Yeah, I believe, did you call that one?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so you called
And
that
they
match.
also they beat one of the big moments was in Boston. Same thing. In order to get to that, they beat Morgan Sikora in 3 sets at Boston. So O'Sullivan and Saric, I mean, if they get it going, a solid, super solid team. I love that low contact by Zubori. If they let that ball go the back screen, it's a much more difficult screen to navigate on this cold
Goes
day.
hard at the body. I love that shot. Halbauer,
Yeah.
heavy right of by Saric, as quick as she is, cannot get out of the way. Big time ball.
Yeah, the depth of it too. I mean, it's so deep, it really limits your reaction time. Like you can't make a plan. You really can't even get out of the way of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure they shouldn't start mixing in a few serve and stay backs. Make it a little less obvious if she's coming in or not. Mix it up once or twice. Every game's been close, though.
Totally agree with you.
But every game's been close. But it doesn't feel like the games are under control by Saric, and like it's more like they're weathering it, and if they get enough first volleys back, or if they get enough, where they just miss the return, then they're going to get the hold, or they have a chance at the hold. But without that, then it's just tough. But the games are so back and forth. It's super close. Look at this dink and blitz. That's just awesome.
I mean,
yeah, so they have a variety of ways to do this. But if she waited there a half a second and stayed back, and then she threw that dink in, or just a couple little different looks.
Yes. I mean, I always say you don't know how an opponent's going to feel when you apply like different pressure or different formation in the serving. I've seen so many players when all of a sudden you go even 2 back or 1 up, 1 back, how their returns completely change. Because they no longer have their frame of reference has shifted, and now they have to make major adjustments in their head, and it can really kind of derail them. Maybe not permanently, but temporarily, it could throw a little monkey wrench in there. Oh gosh, did she just get hit with the server?
She okay? I'm not sure
gosh.
she's walking. I'm not sure what happened there. It's so fast.
They're laughing. They're laughing really hard. So I'm assuming that's the only reason why I'm laughing.
I'm sure she's fine. Yes,
folks.
but she is
I'm
laughing.
not just
That's
like
Gussie.
this like
she
commentator,
got pegged there. But that said, though,
pegged.
that entire game was a straight up serve and volley, right? And you could see basically Halbauer and Zubori won. If we back it up and we go to if we had just the stats and we replayed every point, you would say there were 4 or 5 points in this back and forth game where it's just one ball, the volley, and then a put away, right? And because she's doing it the same way every time, it's allowing them to know exactly what they have to do. And the reality is Halbauer and Zubori are just in control of that, whereas if O'Sullivan and Saric put in just a little different look here and there, it'll make it so that, the dink wasn't just right at her feet, but this time we could take a drive off it, or, just change it up a little. It may not alter the result, but it'll start to alter the framework of the match a little bit, I think, in my estimation. Otherwise, it's all moving too fast.
I agree with you 100%. I like how Saric just chipped that return. I like, again, mixing it up in some way. That could be a harder ball to, as long as it doesn't get picked off by the net player, harder ball to first volley in these temperatures.
There it is. You got to have at least at least one behind the back. I don't even know if she's ever played a match without a tweener or behind the back or through the legs. Oh, and Halbauer. I'm sure Halbauer probably has played a match without a complete swing and a miss before, but you're getting it all on that point.
Paddle highlight and low light.
Paddle highlight and low light. You hear Zubori in the
my
background
gosh.
there. And I guess that does qualify entirely. You got the.
What I love is I can hear Halbauer just laughing. Like, instead of taking yourself too seriously, just be like, okay.
Well, I don't know what else you're
I
going to do.
don't know what the heck that was.
You got to laugh at that one.
Yep.
And serves along. They're going to question it, but again, there are no overrules today.
Yep.
This player's called, for my money on the live screen, and it's not the best viewpoint. It looked out to me, but it looked very close. See, those lobs have got to get. She's inside that box every time. There we go. Just get her one step back at least.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it was just one, and it's a surprising miss, but here we go. All right.
Boy, look at where
Saric
finished on that.
Yep.
She moved all the way through no man's land and finished at the service line. Beautiful, beautiful return by Saric.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so Brad, if you're Saric knows Sullivan now at the net, what do you think? Do you think we're going to start seeing some one up, one back, or perhaps two back?
Perhaps. I think it's worse. Right now on the O'Sullivan serve, it was a little more obvious. The Saric serve, a little more challenge to it. So this one they might play it straight up and go, but I do think they're going to start. They're taking a new ball here because they got a new ball after the 7th game, which is great. Hopefully it's a warm one. They didn't keep it stored outside. But it'll actually, this is the kind of weather where the ball gets colder as you play with it. It's usually a ball warms up and then it stays at temperature. That's unfortunate. And that's the thing with Halbauer. She can hit it off both sides. I mean, she has a great forehand. She has a great backhand. There is nowhere to just hit it. Zubori has outstanding forehand. She can hit the backhand, but it's not the same level of offense. It does have a certain degree of trickery to it. Like she can really dink it, and all of a sudden she's blitzing in on you. But it's not the same level of offense. Halbauer just offense on both sides.
I mean, it's almost like Halbauer's forehand and backhand. It's like, would you rather come face to face with a grizzly or a great white?
There you go. Right. I guess it would depend if I'm on land or on sea. I'll take a great white on land.
I'm at the baseline. I don't want to deal with it.
Stay in the booth.
Yeah. No kidding.
Stay in the commentary booth. But yeah. All right. Push lob going out on that one. Good serve. A little more challenging serve. So she'll hit that harder offensive serve, which that's another just a perfect one. Yeah, great shot. Still gets the blitz there. She chips and comes in that time. Uses the pace of the Saric serve. Bunt low, perfect volley behind. But she is hitting a more challenging one, Saric. O'Sullivan, with the slow serve, the whole reason for the slower serve is to, get closer to the net. So they can't get the ball down at your feet. So if you're hitting a slow serve, but they're still getting at your feet, then I think you definitely do have to start staying back.
I like how Saric just moved into that volley. And I think created a difficult shot for Halbauer to get back. But
great drop. She's got this one.
Offense.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Terrific
it's
combination.
A great play. And you know what? I'm a fan of mixing in a little short ball right in the middle for that exact reason. What happened is there wasn't really communication. Or maybe there's just two alphas on the court, and they're like, no, I'm going for it. And they both ran. And I don't even know who hit that ball, Brad.
I think it was Zubori who hit it. But, it was great. I think what was great about the ball is they were both surprised. I'm not even 100% sure it was an intentional drop because she had a tough ball. It was a tough volley on before, and it worked out beautifully. All right, Deuce here. Ooh, here we go.
Yeah, Saric is serving beautifully.
Yeah, it's a little more juice on it.
Yep.
And the lefty,
Floating
little
with the
lefty action. She's just retreating again. And even if she's able to make that volley, it's tough. And it's the pressure that's been on her from the get-go, really. I mean, I think O'Sullivan's been hit a couple of times already, with blitzing volleys.
The tricky part is, Brad, I know we want to get lefty always on the right side for the overhead, but I would love to see an Aussie server stay back and maybe sacrificing that positioning briefly and then have them, Saric and O'Sullivan switch back at the net to just see what that looks like.
I couldn't agree more. I agree with you 100%. See, there I love that one, too. She
There, she
served and
stayed
stayed
back
back. And what she's
Yes.
doing is, because Zubori's hit 2 or 3 chips low at her feet, so she's taking that one off the table. Then when she chips it back, which she did, and did it well, but now it's an easy drive off the bounce for Saric. So it's just a different look. But it looks like she did that on her own. It wasn't like a team strategy thing. See, I'd love for Saric and O'Sullivan to go back and be like, okay, it's our next service game.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got broke 2 times in a row, or, you know, they're putting this kind of pressure on us. Let's, as a team, address this, you know, and then work their way through it a little bit.
Totally. Another hold for Saric. I mean, her serve is coming through, and I loved how she improvised there and stayed back momentarily just to see what the quality of return was from Zubori.
Yeah, they're hanging in well. I mean, look, they're a great team.
Yeah.
So they're going to hang in no matter what. And they're good enough to withstand enough of the Halbauer Zubori firepower, you know, that they're going to win their games. They're going to be in enough of them. The question is whether they can get over the hump where they're controlling some of these points. Or will Halbauer and Zubori have a dip, you know, like, and they can sort of squeak into the match and sort of take some control. I like that. She's using a little bit of off-pace drives. Now, that is what Gussie O'Sullivan does when she starts lobbing well. She lobs you back, pushes you off, then off-pace drives you, chips it towards your feet, improves her position a little. As of now, yeah, and that was just a really tough ball. But the reality is the lobs just haven't been good enough to get that type of rhythm.
Yes.
Oh, wow. She went full swinging volley there. It's hard even on our live stream to tell if that was in or out.
I think it was.
Ellie, by the way,
barely
Halbauer
out.
is probably the nicest human on the planet.
She's literally so sweet.
Yes,
Like,
she
oh my
really
gosh,
is.
I'm so
She hits
sorry.
it like gazillion miles at your body or near you.
Yeah.
But she really is the nicest person on the planet. And she's just like, I'm really sorry. And she actually means it. You know.
She means it for sure. She's not trying to hit anybody or do anything crazy, but she does want to win and have a lot of fun. That's the key component, is the fun factor.
You know, so this team, Halbauer and Zubori, you know, it happened with the unfortunate, you know, injury to Florentina Hanisch, you know, early on in the season in Philadelphia. And, you know, they picked up for Boston, and they promptly were, I believe they were seated maybe 5th there. I'm not even sure. Or maybe it was 3rd there, too. But, you know, they were able to win Boston over, you know, Lopez Page, over Elliot Lalich, over Morgan Sikora, right? So they're a formidable team. But it kind of just burst on the scene, right? So for my money, I put them right in the running for, you know, the national championships. And, you know, it was a fortunate pickup that Halbauer didn't have kind of a regular partner for the season. And, yeah, it works out really well for them, both these guys.
Wow. First of all, can we just talk about the firepower needed to hit an overhead in these temperatures, Brad, to have the ball come all the way back to the door?
Yep,
I mean,
just slap that ball. Incredible pace.
I don't even know what that ball would have been out of the court, I think, if at Chicago Charities in November. Wow.
You can see Gussie O'Sullivan starting to try to open it up a little bit more with occasional little drives, but again, these low ones, and then they just come right back.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned it a number of times already, but the lobs.
That's going to get hit. There's a good look. Great cutoff there in anticipation.
That's a nice little cutoff by Saric. Really good anticipation. That's it. That's what she needs to do. That's a great move.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Again, but it was on the heels of a really good lob. I mean, all they had to do is they got Zubori 2 feet beyond the service line. We're not talking baseline. We're not flirting with the baseline here. 2 feet beyond. She was forced to hit kind of a down up, and Saric jumped on that opportunity. Really, really smart.
It's a big
play by
moment here.
Saric and
These guys
O'Sullivan.
were just down 5-1, right? 5-2,
Yeah.
now 5-3. And they're sneaking back just out. Oh, Keller, they're sneaking and hanging around here. And it's a big moment because they're getting the momentum starting to shift a little. And it's the first time for Halbauer and Zubori where they might actually feel a little something. Ooh, that's tough. And that brings us to set point as we just got to talking about that. And now we're at set point for Halbauer and Zubori with 2 quick misses.
I love how Zubori and Halbauer are always looking to switch. So Zubori is the primary overhead hitter. Yes.
It's a good lob, though, and that's a great chip because there's no danger. And
No
the
danger.
of a drop shot or anything. It's just they're going to hit it up. That's too good. You can see that
Wow.
a perfect angle there from producer Nick, who placed that camera just right in the corner. And that is first set 6-3 for Halbauer and Zubori. And we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming brought to you by Joho and match statistics by Court Director.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Yep.
Can you carry her until she gets back upstairs? Okay.
All right, welcome back to the APTA Tour. I'm Brad Easterbrook with Denise Murphy in the women's quarterfinal round action where our fifth seed of O'Sullivan Saric just lost the first set 6-3 to Halbauer and Zubori. Let's take a look at our court statistics provided by Court Director really quickly. Pop those up there for us, possibly, Nick. All right, so, 45% of the points to 55, longest point streak, yeah, and it's about what it seemed like,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
80% service games won to 50.
Yeah.
But they were, the points were that the games, most of the games went to deuce. Most of the games started off lopsided, and then, Saric and O'Sullivan are just grinding back in most of these games, and we've got several deuces.
Oh, she got her. Yeah, fooled
Wow.
her there. She thought it was going to be a one screen shot, made a leap up
Great
for
shot.
it, went around the horn. I think the
But
positive.
we were talking.
Go ahead, Denise.
Brad, I was just saying we were talking while the commercials were running that, we had felt a really big, well, maybe not big, but there was a momentum shift on the side of O'Sullivan and Saric. They started lobbing a little more consistently, bringing them into both Zubori and Halbauer into neutral overhead position, and then they were starting to block chip, or just setting that ball back and catching them further off the net. So I'm interested to see if that will continue for them when they're at the baseline, just riding that slight momentum shift and starting to pick up on little nuances. They can get a point here or there. I think it'll be I think they'll be pleasantly surprised and perhaps be a difference maker, make this match a little bit closer game-wise.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And the positive for the entire set, it was 55%, 45% in points to Halbauer and Zubori. And there were deuce cases in the front, but they also were down 5-1. So they were clearly, that percentage probably went from 60% down, to Halbauer and Zubori
Yes.
down to 55. So that means just like you said, the momentum is starting to shift a little towards O'Sullivan and Saric. So you started getting a better balance of the points. You could see towards the end of that set, O'Sullivan start to open up a little bit of the offense she tries to use. It's not thunderous, but it is good lob followed by a quick chip that brings you back in, or a little slippery drive like that, you know, and yeah, they're just getting back to trying to do what they do a little bit better, really.
Absolutely. First of all, can we just talk about how you described that drive as a slippery drive? I'm going to use that. Do you mind?
And not at all. It's slippery.
It's good. Slippery.
Well, because it's not powerful, right? She's not
Right.
powering it at you. She's doing it possibly in times you don't expect. And the wind, by the way, if you don't hear it howling, it is howling out there. And it gusting, swirling at the same time, too. So as much as we are talking about trying to lob better and control your lobs better, it's just a tough day for that, too.
Yeah. That's honestly, I feel like that's when you just dial in your lob in middle of the court. aiming
Let
for
the
a
wind
foot
go
behind the
somewhere,
tee.
yeah, where
Boom.
again it is, yeah.
Yeah, so either way, it's if it fades a little right, left, back, you're still going to be good.
See, I love that point there from O'Sullivan and Saric. They lost, but it was good 40, 50 balls. They made them work. They made them feel their presence. It was great. And O'Sullivan got caught. I mean, Saric got caught there with another hard overhead and perfectly used a few times now by Halbauer and Zubori, you know, where it looks like they may be doing something else, but then they fire it at you and you're just not ready. So that's a great little well-timed drive.
Nice lobbing by O'Sullivan here.
Yeah, that's the drive,
So
that
pretty.
chip drive off the screen.
Yep. O'Sullivan just keeps her feet going the whole time. Really nice. I like that pressure. Saric is looking. She's actively trolling. I like it. She's got to.
Well, this
I
is
like
the
you have to
point.
mix it up in a high percentage way.
That
Yeah,
is
that's a
much
great
more
point.
controlled. You know, like in the first set, we were seeing this point already. By this time, we were seeing that Zubori and Halbauer were getting a drop shot, or they're getting something that enables them to attack. Here, we're going 30 balls in, and they're getting nothing. You know, they may get something at the end, but still, any point that's going like this is much better for Saric and O'Sullivan.
Yes, they look way more comfortable.
Oh, that's just so perfect.
So tough.
Yeah, and you can see O'Sullivan go, she got pulled out, and I think she chose to drive that. She sort of flipped it down, trying to be tricky, but that time, Halbauer was basically waiting for it. Just
Halbauer
slapped
was
it behind
right
her.
on the net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't work out at that time, and that's the off-pace drives. You do have that as the caveat. You know, if your opponent sees it coming, the power is not there. What makes it effective is that it's unexpected, or it's got a little bit of surprise to it. Without that, it can turn against you, and it did in that instance.
Quick special shout out to the tournament directors, Derek Bowen, Brian Skinner, and Alvi Regalado. Thanks so much for putting this amazing event on. So many volunteers, so many people involved organizing and making this. I mean, this is just a legendary event. I always loved coming to Short Hills. It's like very special, and a lot of care and tradition is involved in this tournament. So thank you, everybody, and especially the directors.
Yeah,
Wow,
absolutely.
great rundown.
Yeah, continue that on. We'll talk about all the clubs they've used here as we go on through this. And you're right, as we said, it always takes a village. And, you know, it's a great rackets community here in the Jersey area. We have both leagues, the New Jersey Flex League and its Platform Tennis Association. They're all involved. They got great sponsors. The works.
You get to see how windy it was there for Halbauer trying to serve. Her hair was like flying everywhere.
Yeah, if you know, you can kind of see it in the
Great
background
lob.
on the top of your screen. If you take a look, just stare at the trees for a little. There's a big, huge gust going on now. You're going to see these trees going back and forth. These are monsters, and they're, you know, it is incredibly windy out there. And it doesn't really get onto our screen, but you got like snow flying off the rooftops here. There was about an inch of snow and a little bit of a drift this morning.
That was a phenomenal drive and volley. Drive by Zubori, volley by O'Sullivan.
No, what O'Sullivan and Saric doing, this is night and day compared to the first set.
Yes.
It just took them a minute to get there, sort of wrapped
Yep.
around it. Their first 2 matches, they won easily. They didn't face this type of pressure. And now it's 2-love. Now here's been the big game. You know, to me, this is the more important service game for O'Sullivan to sort of mix it up a little bit. But we'll see how Halbauer and Zubori is the first time. They're also facing a little something. Oh, what a volley there from O'Sullivan. I guess you could just do that, literally take a shoelace volley and angle it away from the oncoming net rusher. But, you know, that was a crazy first volley she was able to make.
Unbelievable.
Let's see, already, like, both these points only lasted, what, you know, 10, 15 seconds between them, right? See, this to me isn't how they got to this 2-love lead in this set. So whether they win or lose these points, it's already off script a little bit.
Just too quick. Yep.
Correct.
Yep,
you know,
they
the
gotta-
quicker it
they have
goes,
to
it's
change.
never working in their favor if it goes fast. And now this is love 40, and it's sort of like an immediate reset for assuming they get this game because it's not over yet, but they just got it. So, so it's 2-1 now. O'Sullivan Saric with a great start. They're in the backcourt, started to play this game much more controlled and the pace they wanted to. You could see O'Sullivan start to open up her offense, her ability to push you back with the lob and then get a quick little drive down. But that game,
It's
that
a tricky,
service game, they got to
it's
change.
a tricky thing, Brad, because, like, for example, we're looking for O'Sullivan and Sarge to perhaps stay back on O'Sullivan's serve. But as we all know, the net team has a big advantage in the cold temperatures, right? But if you're going 3 and out so quick, technically 4 and out, I guess, those service games go so quickly, you might as well try that. Just
Right.
to see. And I feel like Sarge and O'Sullivan are grinding it out like beautifully now. Like we said, they're finding their rhythm. They're lobbing better. They're looking for these little crafty, like little chips, off-pace drives, big drives, cutoffs of the angles. Like Sarge has had a couple amazing cutoffs. So I would love to see them try to go 2 back on O'Sullivan's next service game and just see what they find. Maybe they find nothing, but you don't know till you try.
Well, what they will find will be some longer points, if nothing else. You know, meaning
Yeah,
it
right.
won't
That's
be
true.
over in 2 minutes, in literally 40 seconds, right? You know, it'll be longer. And to me, longer is better, win or lose for them.
But thank you.
Yeah. All right, so Brad, this looks like a good time for me to talk super quick about all the different registrations that are open for the national championships. The junior nationals, which are being run on February 28th in Summit, New Jersey, that's open. APTA Men's and Women's National Championships, March 6th, 7th, and 8th, also in Summit, New Jersey. That is open for registration. The APTA Men's and Women's Masters Nationals, featuring draws for men and women in age brackets 50 plus, 60 plus, 70 plus. That's going on March 6th, 7th at Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. We've got Team Nationals, the men, March 28th to 29th in New Jersey, and Team Nationals, the women's, April 11th and 12th in Chicago. And last but certainly not least, the Mixed Married and Mixed Nationals, April 18th and 19th, also in Chicago. So sign up now on the APTA website and be a part of it.
Just long. It's been a little tricky. You know, it's interesting. Sarge uses that forehand chip a lot. You know, the backhand, she pretty much just drives, you know, heavy drive. But the forehand chip, she's got like a nice sharp down chip that she uses, and then she block lobs it. fake.
That's
Good.
great
Oh,
get
what a
by
dig!
Saric.
She's going to drop it
What?
again. Yes. It was an amazing get there from O'Sullivan, but no control over the ball. Just happy to get it over, and then it's just another drop. But Zubori's variety in hands, you know,
Yeah.
they're always amazing. You know, and we always talk about the sort of highlight reel shots, the tweeners and the behind the backs and this and that. You know, it's one thing to try them. It's another thing to make basically 95% of them. You know, she doesn't usually miss them. She's missed one in this match, but she runs at like a rate that is ridiculously high, like 80, 90%.
Yeah.
You know, in the middle of high intensity matches or a national final, it doesn't really matter to her.
No.
You know.
It's almost the bigger the spotlight, Brad, the more she's inclined to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
The tweener will pop out at like the most critical point ever, and you're like, who would think of doing that at this moment? Oh, Zubori would.
Yes. Oh, good roller. Nice play
It's a
from
great
Halbauer.
No, but what I think what's so tricky about Zubori's game is she not only brings incredible power in so many different ways and spin, but then she has crazy touch. So, and a lot of her setups look identical to either a soft touch shot or a incredibly powerful offensive, whether it's overhead or drive. It's that's a good move. This
Yeah, it's a
volley.
great move, but it's a
So it's
terrific
tricky.
volley. Oh, no, without a doubt, I agree with you. I think her primary, she can actually, early on in her career, she was hitting bigger forehands. You know, and she has a huge forehand. But really, it's the variety that she has that's the biggest weapon of all.
It's a great lob by Halbauer out of there. Like, wow, Saric and O'Sullivan. I love the variety of paces, trajectories, spins on these overheads.
Oh, what a
Really
dig.
keeping Zubori unsettled.
Oh, and that was
Wow,
unfortunate
that was-
because it was an amazing dig. And then
Yeah.
the next ball, she sort of slapped it at O'Sullivan. And, you know, Saric was like, let it go, you know, and then she hit it, and then it came quickly. Halbauer drove it. They got a little confused
yeah.
in that one moment.
Yeah, Halbauer just jumped on that.
Oh, yeah.
There's zero hesitation. If there's a short ball, she's she's going to 0 to 60 to go run and get it. All right, Saric serving.
Oh, what a
Zubori just
volley.
returned. Fantastic.
See, I have no problem with them playing this service game because, you know, it's not the same game. You can see Saric, you know, it's just a little more challenging serve, and therefore she's got a little more opportunity to kind of get to net. She still had to make a fantastic first volley there. It was not simple. It's just they're not teeing it up as much as they are the other serve. And the key, you know, to being a great team is just to recognize what's your best option of winning points, right? It doesn't matter. If you have to serve and stay back against one opponent, and you can serve and volley against the other, you know, do it.
Yep. That was, I mean, O'Sullivan and Saric earned that game.
Oh, yeah, they did.
That was a really good game for them. I felt like they worked every point. Well constructed. I love how they were mixing up their overheads more in that game. I was seeing perhaps it was just the shorter lobs that they were receiving, but there's a lot of different trajectories coming in. Higher bouncing overheads that were just pinning themselves to the back screen as they were coming down. So really nice game by Saric and O'Sullivan.
Yeah, these guys
So I
a
like-
completely different set, you know, Denise. And
Yes.
go down to your point you're about to.
No, I just love how Zubori and Halbauer are taking a moment right now. Like, let's bring it in. Let's reinforce what our strategy is, or perhaps change our strategy. What are we doing really well? Let's do less of this, more of this. You know, I just love the talking because they need to. They don't want to be out here for a third set, and I think they can probably feel the momentum shift a little bit. Like, Saric and O'Sullivan are playing like they're believing. So,
And they're just playing better. They're, you know, they had their way with them with the overheads into the screens in the first set, you know, the short ones, and they weren't able to sort of, you know, really establish any control in the points. It's just a different animal right now. The points are much longer in this set, and they're starting to, you know, you can see O'Sullivan getting more comfortable adding in the shots she uses, these little short chips kind of, but she's only able to do it because she's getting them a little bit more off the net.
yep.
Oh, what a move. Saric with the hands. Everybody with the hands. Oh, goodness.
That was a great point. I mean, I love the blitz by Saric and the hands by Halbauer, that exchange, and Saric. Just great play.
Heavy roller.
That's big. Wow. That was a
Yeah.
crazy block by Saric. Really good lobbing by O'Sullivan over there on the ad side.
Oh, look at that move. She hits the good lob, starts forward, and
There it
Zubori
is, just
sees
comes
her
in.
coming and thinks she can get it behind her. And she just one-times this off the deck with a quick little backhand, and Zubori shocked.
Dang.
Shocked by that. What a shot.
That is good stuff right there. And Sarah, she finished like literally 2 feet from the net. She just kept those feet moving.
All right, what
Really,
a difference
really
the
nice
set
play.
makes. 30 all now. Pressure being put now on Halbauer and Zubori. They're serving uphill in this set. That hit the top of the net, went out. We got a break point here.
Yeah, that net is going to be unforgiving. All right, here we go. Break
cold
point.
net.
Halbauer serving. Sullivan just returned.
And we talked about the success that Saric and O'Sullivan have had. And that really the only teams they've lost to are the top 3 teams in the country, right? You
Yes.
know, and that's it. Everyone else they've beaten, and they are able to do it because when you find a rhythm, and when they find their way around there, it's a tough task because when O'Sullivan gets in that corner and she's lobbing well and using these kind of off-pace drives, it starts to set up Saric because she won't give you a point, and she'll keep working and grinding it. But anytime you go over to Saric, then you're running into a possible attack and a blitz like that, right? And there you go, right?
So good.
And they're back to it. And then you're like, okay, so should I go back to O'Sullivan? But when she's on a rhythm, she just doesn't miss. You know, she won't miss, and that's the key. You know, when they get into that rhythm, they can make you play a long time.
That's a great overhead by Zubori.
Yep.
Right into the nick. Flew down the side wire. But I really like how Sarah she's coming in and applying pressure and blitzing.
No, it all comes down to like this moment. Is this kind of like, oh, good fortune, and then the inside outer over the head. Just crazy reaches, little acrobatic Cirque du Soleil stuff there from the Zubori, and which is just another one of the Cirque du Soleil things that she does. All right, so here to me, this is the entire match right here. I don't believe we've had an O'Sullivan hold yet. And not to sort of bang this drum, but this has been the one area that's been tricky for them. That's out, so good start. They get the first point, is how to hold this serve. And if they hold this, to me, it's like massive. Every other part of the game, you know, they've actually had the better of this set so far compared to Halbauer and Zubori.
Brad. Okay.
Oh. All right. Huge start here for O'Sullivan and Saric. This would be a big hold.
This is where I'd love to see Saric go Aussie and then O'Sullivan stay back. I just would love to see it.
Yeah. Now they've made a commitment to living and dying by this. You know,
yeah,
she hasn't a hold yet, but if you're committed, at least you're committed. You know, like you know what you're trying to do, living and dying, and it's they haven't won these games yet, but maybe they're like, we just need one. You know, like because they are playing well enough in the other aspects. If they get a hold here,
100%, they totally
it's a big deal. Oh, what a get! Halbauer tracking it down.
Phenomenal get.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Huge. Just a little bit top of the net there, and you said these nets are cold.
Yeah. I really feel like a lot of these, from all four players, these drives in the net are very uncharacteristic. And I think this is just simply a cold weather adjustment. Wow.
That is a huge hold.
Huge. Never say never, Brad.
Oh, no. It's not a never say. Yeah, I mean, that was great. They got a couple of good looks. She made a couple of fantastic volleys, and that's what they needed. You know, it's been the one area that's been tough coming around to this game. That's what, and I was exciting to see them get a hold there because they've been playing a great set. Just a great set, doing exactly what they need to do and controlling the points much differently than in that first set.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Saric for sure. I feel it from both O'Sullivan and Saric, but specifically Saric just looking for opportunities to strike, and she's moving forward really well. She's anticipating. She's just looking for these pressure opportunities where in the first set that I did not see that at all. So when you know somebody's actively trolling, I feel like it forces you to try to hit a bigger, better shot than perhaps you are comfortable hitting.
Drop shot.
That's great.
She's got that one. Oh, and a little of this is going wrong here. I mean, these are shots they were making in the first. They're just missing them here.
Yeah.
It's a great get by Saric. It was exactly what Zubori wanted to do, but you still have to execute it. So, love 30.
I like that she didn't force the drive there. It was a smart decision on that.
That
Zubori
hard roller
serve
has been very effective for them.
Such a pretty backhand roller by Halbauer there. It's a nice lob.
A hard ball, tracks it.
Deeper.
There we go. That's 30 all now. Great shot. Another one of those hard overheads. I think they're about 4 for 4 on those. Done a great job with it. Ooh, break point.
Yeah, when that ball gets so cold, Brad, as you know, it's hard, it doesn't like compact as much as it normally does on your paddle, and as a result, you're not able to generate as much spin. That ball is like frozen like a rock right now. So I'm sure that definitely affects every once in a while. You're going for a big, you know, like adding more spin to your serve or on certain overheads. And it's just the ball's reacting differently. It's a great dig by O'Sullivan.
Oh, great low cut to the middle. You could see Zubori wait, by the way, for that break point serve, and she was waiting for a giant gust of wind to just slow down before she went into her service motion. Oh, Saric quick with her backhand. It almost looked like she was just going to lob it back, and then she does a quick flick. She misses it, but it's a very sharp ball. Very quick with it. She's hitting and moving forward any chance she gets.
It's a nice lob out of that tough overhead by O'Sullivan. I just love to get to see Zubori and Halbauer's feet just move a little bit out of that service box. Oh!
Tough luck there, but a great hold for Halbauer Zubori. They get down love 30 in that game, and it kind of just with a couple, you know, errors, right? She had one good point, and they squeezed it out. They do face a break point. She waits for the wind to subside. They get it in the box, and they get this thing to 4-all. A couple of huge holds there for both teams. Saric has had good success holding in this match.
Yeah, she's been serving great, and her first volley percentage has been excellent.
Just long.
It's not a bad look, though. I was thinking that's a really clever mix-up there.
Yeah, down the line lob.
Yeah, just blocking it like early instead of letting it get. Typically, when you block it that early, it's an offensive shot. I thought that was, she camouflaged that well.
Yeah, she definitely was going for something that would have set up a good opportunity for them if she were able to make it. I think it was so good they were going to transition back, and they're getting exactly what it wants. See, to me, a lot of these misses that you're seeing now from Halbauer Zubori are just from the fact that they're playing longer points. They've been in so many more. They're putting more pressure on them. They were getting similar misses here and there in the first set, but they were able to control so many of the other points that it didn't matter so much. Now everything matters, you know, because of how much better they're playing in this set and how much more the pressure they're putting on them, Saric and O'Sullivan.
Nice.
Oh. They're calling it out, and they're questioning it.
I was just going to say, that's great anticipation by Saric. She saw that and moved, just jumped on that ball.
All right, 30-15.
Okay. But that's what.
Oh, great serve. Go ahead, Denise.
Really good serve. I was going to say, that's what, I mean, regardless if that volley was out, that's what she needs to, that's what Saric needs to do more of. I loved her move and the anticipation.
Oh, again, just that off-pace drive.
That off pace.
So good.
It's so good. You're expecting the bomber, and then it's like, it's nothing like that. And now you've got this heavy bowling ball landing on your paddle, and your feet are planted waiting for the big one. That was a huge, huge game.
Yeah, these are all pressure-packed games now as we get deep into the second set. And we all know it's sort of like one of those moments where a lot of there are a lot of teams who can take a top team to 6-4 or to take them, or to even possibly win a set here and there. But usually it's the top teams that sort of bear down in these moments. Like the set goes back and forth, it's 4-all, then all of a sudden the top team wins 6-4, right? And it's not a thing that happens once in a blue moon. It happens a lot because in these big moments, the top teams sort of bear down. But there you see O'Sullivan and Saric, they just didn't blink. They're just playing a great game, continuing the pressure. And honestly, they're the only teams they've lost to on the season. We brought this up a few times. It's been the top 3 teams, So they're right there.
Right here. And as a result, we've got a battle between a 3-seed Halbauer Zubori and 5th seed O'Sullivan Saric.
Yeah, that was a great overhead. She makes her choose. It should have been a 2-screen shot, but she wasn't sure. So instead of moving back out of the way, that combined with the cold weather, she makes a reach for it. Anytime you make your opponents reach for it, you're going to get a lot more errors.
I love that lob.
Oh, slippery drive right down the line. And Halbauer.
Slippery drive, Brad.
She's
slippery
right
drive.
off the line. Well, again, you said you like to get beat by a hard ball. That was not a hard ball. It's just right down the line. Halbauer looking to move to the middle, and she just slid it over there.
But it's a great setup. There was 2 quality lobs, and look at the opening. It's kind of crazy when you start to just chart when you get Zubori 1 foot beyond the service line. It's, there's finally openings. If she's in the box, you're in trouble.
So she's blocking all of those. And what makes it tricky about Zubori is, like we said, she will sometimes take that same setup and hit it slower. But I feel like sometimes Saric just got to see that. She start moving up the wire a little bit. She's trying to block them all. That is just a huge return with the blitz behind it. And it is set point for O'Sullivan and Saric. Tricky lob.
I would call that a slippery lob.
There you go. It's a lot of slipperiness coming from Gussie O'Sullivan. Slippery character. Right at the crease. Good dig.
That's a tough ball.
Heavy ball called out, and that is set for O'Sullivan and Saric. 6-4, and we'll be back in just a moment with a 3rd set right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live stream by Joe Ho and match statistics provided by Court Director.
A lot of founders start out with an idea, maybe in a garage, in a shared workspace, and really being a co-pilot along that whole journey from ideation to execution to maybe monetization one day is really the role we've decided to take in the marketplace. So I feel like we have really found a part of the market and offering that just really hasn't existed. It's this coaching, it's therapy, it's co-piloting on a journey that is unique.
All right, welcome back to the APTA Tour. I'm Brad Easterbrook with Denise Murphy in this highly entertaining women's quarterfinal round match where our number 5 seeds of O'Sullivan and Saric have just taken the 2nd set, 6-4, flipping the script of the first set. Can we get our court director statistics there, Nick? And let's see what we got here. And what a tight set it was, 52% to 48%. Look at that. And look at that longest point streak, too. The 8 points to 4 points. That just means that O'Sullivan and Saric, outside of that streak, they really had the better of that set. You know, they're winning the balance of the points. And every tight moment, they came through in that set.
Yeah, Brad, I mean, Saric and O'Sullivan have really just come out of the gates in this second set. I don't want to say so much as a different team, but they found their rhythm. They started lobbing better. Saric was starting to apply a lot of pressure in different ways, whether it's a pressure drive, she's moving in, or looking to block. She was blocking overheads and chip and charging. So, and, you know, O'Sullivan over there in the ad side has been grinding it out and just relentlessly sending lobs back, and then every once in a while throwing in a slippery drive, which, you know, creates a tough volley situation. They were, the first set, I felt like there was a lot of drop shot opportunities by Zubori because they were driving kind of at the wrong times, and now this second set, they have tightened everything up. And as a result, now we're here in a third set, and then Zubori and Halbauer are probably thinking, okay, so what are we doing? What are we thinking this third set? So, Brad, I'm going to turn it to you. If you were Zubori Halbauer, what are your thoughts coming into this third set?
That set was still 52% to 48%. So for Halbauer and Zubori, really, to me, it's just, you know, they don't have to change what they're doing. They have to just maybe be a little tighter in certain moments. There were a couple of, like, mistakes that just were huge. Like we talked about that slippery drive, but she hit one down the line in that last game that they broke them on, right?
Yes.
You know, right down the line. And to me, in a position that I would think Ellie Halbauer would be just standing right there, right? But it was still a great shot. But either way, you know, it's these guys now, they, you know, O'Sullivan and Saric, they kind of got pushed around a little in the first set. Now they're pushing back. And because of that, you know, the misses they made in that first set, they didn't matter. Now they just got to probably just go for drives at the better time, right? Not just whenever. They just missed a couple more balls, and O'Sullivan and Saric are right up to it. This is going to be a great third set. I see it as a real battle, a continuation of what we just saw there in that second.
Absolutely. I mean, look at that that point. That was incredible display of athleticism and shot by all four players. Really, really good stuff.
Now, Zubori's been pretty much exclusive using a chip return against, you know, the Saric serve. Not feeling comfortable driving it over the top. If she's going to hit that low chip, I wonder if I'd put Halbauer in a step or two, because it's not like Gussie O'Sullivan is poaching. What a volley there from Saric. That thing's at her shoelaces with Zubori in behind it, and she has the touch to get it below the net, force the error. That's a ridiculous shot.
Yeah, Saric's serve is for sure.
Well, she's thrown a few faults in this game, but in terms of the actual serve itself, it challenges Halbauer and Zubori. It's not like a layup for them to just whack it back at her. It's lefty, it's got a little different action, and it's coming in with some pace. And then she backs it up with that terrific touch on the first volley.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like O'Sullivan and Saric are also getting more comfortable with just the power coming off. That's
perfect
a tough
lob.
ball.
Perfect
so
lob.
Good.
And you can see the wind. It is swirling a bit. The wind also pushed in. Normally you don't see a player as fast as Saric just let a ball go like that. She's like, I have no chance of getting that. It's the wind's blowing it back. It's not coming off the screen. You know, they'll always make even a play. She just had no chance, the wind blowing against it. And you could see the gusting. And this game's just a battle, like, between, you know, a couple of Saric faults, and they've missed just a couple of drives in this one. And that's where we've gotten to. This thing is super tight right now. Yeah, she's saying she's getting a kind of a bad screen drive, but conditions are tough out there. There's a little spin on that overhead.
Yeah. There's a lot of factors. I mean, the cold, extreme cold is one. Now you throw the wind in there. And it's partly cloudy, so every once in a while the sun is popping out. So there's just a lot of stuff to navigate.
Oh, right. So Halbauer looking for a possible blitz. That volley almost sneaks behind her. A slow one. Yeah, they're just doing so much of a better job, like holding on to the net. And there's the blitz play that was so effective for Halbauer and Zubori in the first set. If they can get those points back, the set will be theirs. Probably. We'll see. It's a great match. Oh, deals with the let cord perfectly. Yeah, Denise, that's fantastic. Yeah, you.
I mean, Halbauer moved up to that and realized, uh-oh, it's like a one-hop like flick and kind of held her follow-through. It ended up being a brilliant return.
There have been so few lefties on the women's tour. I mean, the last lefty prominence that I remember, I guess, I guess Sherry Shea, maybe. I think they should be doing a lot more into the side screen if they're going to go with Saric. But the problem is their backhand is so good too. It's tough. But I like those, and the hard ones too have been very effective for them. Oh, look at her just one-timing these blocks.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, no way! She gets she just bends over and flicks it up. It's like block,
She's
block.
feeling it.
She's like a hockey goalie. Flick. Top of the net. There you go. Just how we drew it up. Ron Cummins, is that how you do it?
So a great return. So Jolene Sutter was a great lefty that played with Amy Shea.
Yep, that's right. And
That's probably the most recent. I mean, I don't know, back to my playing days, but.
That was a hard-fought break of serve.
Yes.
From Halbauer Zubori, and you can see the fire. They're getting fired up here for this third set. I mean, it's been a great match so far. And really, since the moment that, Halbauer and Zubori went up 5-1 in that first set, it's been just a dead even affair, if not slightly on the O'Sullivan-Saric side. And here Halbauer Zubori punching right back in this first game.
Oh, yeah. Zubori's getting pumped. So is Halbauer. They're trying to get jacked and get their mo back, and they just want to roll.
Yeah.
And, of course, Saric and O'Sullivan do not want them to do that. So we'll see how they work out.
You sure they're not like just good people like, we want you to also have a momentum? Can't we all just have momentum and win? Aren't we all winners?
Can't we all just get along?
Yeah, all right. I think they...
Zubori just served to Saric. Third set, second game. We'll see a switch here pretty soon at the net from Zubori and Halbauer.
Yeah, and it's a testament to how few short ball points they've gotten after that first set, right? It just means they're lobbing better. They're getting most of their points now with hard overheads in there when they're at the net. They're not able to set up that short one. And once they take that off the table, it sort of allows the other guys to get more opportunities themselves, Sarge, to get involved, and the whole works.
This is that time in the match I would tell O'Sullivan and Saric to just keep loading with their legs and giving every lob way more energy than they think they possibly need to. They need to keep throwing up some neutral lobs, meaning just pushing them back to the service line.
That's a great lob there.
That's beautiful. And that's when they're going to get the looks, just what we see.
Yeah, there's the finish. You just saw it there. Watch, Gussie O'Sullivan, she's lengthening out her finish. Oh, again, the let cord. She is hitting them hard off the screen, so they're coming out. She's giving her drive opportunity. Yeah. She flips a little drive there. But you hit it, you got a let cord, you deserve it.
Totally. And it was textbook, her form. Saric's form. She's following the ball. She's behind the ball. She took steps before, during, and after contact. Just a beautiful shot. It just happened to be kicking the nets. Again, another drive in the net. And that is just simply a cold weather adjustment. I don't see. There's all 4 of these players. There's no way I've seen in warmer temperatures that they would be hitting so many drives in the net. Not a chance. It's just so heavy. You need to recalibrate how high over the net you're hitting your drives.
Waterfall. Yeah, Gussie just O'Sullivan gets right in.
Great
That's
get.
going to win it right there. It's, yeah,
Yep.
Saric takes too far of a move to the center. Zubori reads it, angles her paddle, pushes it behind her. You can see Saric after she gave her a little mini clap. Nice shot. She thought she was
Yep.
getting over on her by moving to the center, getting ready to drive, and Zubori was onto it.
Yeah, the lob wasn't deep enough. Zubori was right in the middle of the service box. That's when you, to your point, Brad, you mentioned earlier, just going over and protecting your corner.
See, to me, this is the biggie right here. That just that one little
Yep.
loose area. We're in this kind of match where that's going to make the difference here in this third set. I mean, that was a short lob, and she just put it in the net. That's tough. Ooh, I thought it was going
wow.
out, but she played it.
Ellie's a giver.
She's a lovely person.
She is. It's like, I love this game so much. I just want to
Play
I
more.
just want to play this ball.
And she's staying away from the drop shot. I thought those were 2 or 3 drop opportunities there.
Agreed.
There's another one. They just keep working the screens.
Okay, we need to get this lob up. Yeah, I mean, in these temperatures, I would much rather leave the middle open than my corner.
Yes, without a doubt. Even
On a
though she'll
medium.
attack it.
Medium, the short lob.
Great touch.
Wow.
Hard one. Making O'Sullivan chase.
Wow.
Slippery behind. Too good. Great combination.
That's a really good combo. Solid 1-2.
All right. Big moment here. Game point here for Halbauer Zubori to take a 2-love lead in the third set. And that was perfectly executed. They waited a long time for it. She passed up 5 or 6 drop shot opportunities. Kept going deep into the screens. They finally move her out of position, get the weak lob. And Saric's trying to cover just extra court because of the O'Sullivan's out of position. Just perfect combination. That's out. And as we go here, you know, the men's quarters are already starting to go on. And of course, right after this, we're basically going to flow right into men's quarterfinal round action.
Zubori just so quickly. She's not giving up the net. Her quick move forward just immediately put the brakes on O'Sullivan, and Saric coming in to take the net.
Yeah, but they're doing such a better job defending now. It's really a struggle.
Wow.
They're not getting those freebies. Wow, that one's a great shot there. Makes her scramble and
Tough ball.
stretch.
So low. See where Saric was going to block that ball. It was just above the lower beam.
All right, this is the third game point here for these guys. Tough dig from behind her.
Really, really great dig by Saric.
Right in the crease, gets her to have to flip the paddle the other way. She could have let that drop and tried to flip underneath it to the forehand side, but beautiful overhead in the crease gives them a 2-love lead. All right, Gussie O'Sullivan to serve. To me, this was the key of that second set where they were able to take it at 3-all. They were able to get the hold, the first hold of the day for O'Sullivan, and that was a massive turnaround. Put it to 4-3, and they were able to close that set out 6-4. All right, she's going to take one here. Do you think, if that's a brand new warmer ball, do you think that benefits anyone? Does that benefit the returners, Halbauer and Zubori, to be able to get a warmer ball?
I would
to
think,
crack?
because I think that ball's going to, they're going to crack it.
Yes, and she did.
And my guess is it's going to be harder
Saric.
to control the volley too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it does benefit them. But Halbauer misses that, so good start. There's the blitz. Oh, great hands, but they'll still get the net. And O'Sullivan should have bailed right there, and then she hesitated because once the ball went by Zubori, she thought maybe I have a chance to get back in, but it was still too weak. Halbauer comes in there and crushes it. She easily could have been back to defend, but that moment cost her. All right, big crushing return. Halbauer misses the first.
Return.
Has the confidence to go right back to it. She knows it's her shot. Oh, 15-40. And this was the barrage that we saw sort of in that first set, and even towards the beginnings of the second, where they just attacking the shorter serve. And then the constant blitz, and there it was, the 1-2-3 punch. That's how they did it in the first to get up on them. And that hold at 3-all in the second set was massive for O'Sullivan and Saric, but that was the game that we saw basically in the rest of them, of the service games. And to me, going back to this match, that'll be the difference, the deciding thing. If O'Sullivan is able to hold going forward, then they got a chance. If she's not, it's like one extra game you got to make up every time.
Yes.
It's the
and
trick.
It's awfully defeating, Brad, when you're feeling pretty good, you're playing better, you're in there, and then you go 4 and out. It's like one game
quickly
is a minute and a half. Yes,
quickly, yeah.
It's. I mean, that has to play a part mentally when feeling like you're building momentum and playing better, smarter.
Oh, great move from Saric.
I love the move.
Oh, she's just so quick with that forehand chip. To be honest, it doesn't even look like she's going to drive it, and then she's shoving it down to your feet and moving forward. It's a great shot. But all they got to do is have a short memory here. They just got to get back to work, and it seems like it's starting to drift away a little bit right now. They played a really good first game. They lost it. They had close, the next game, deuce, deuce, deuce. They lost that. Last one super fast. They just got to keep doing what they did to get here, which was, wow. Yeah, which was
just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a great shot. And it's
a great shot.
Inside out racket move there.
I mean, she just held it, and flicked it.
Yep.
It's a great ball by Zubori. All right, so here we go. So Halbauer is serving. Saric will be returning. Halbauer and Zubori are up 40-15 and 3-0 in the third set.
That serve looked close.
Yes.
That's just a terrific lob there from O'Sullivan. And out at the crease. Good read there from Halbauer. Cutter.
That's a great.
No!
Great dig.
Oh, she tried to force it behind her. All right, 4-love. Halbauer Zubori winning a couple of tight games early. It's starting to get away from O'Sullivan Saric. This is almost like a match game to me. I think they got to get into this set. I don't think they can afford to fall down 5-love. They can barely afford to fall down 4-1. But they're still in this.
Yep. Well, if anybody can do it when they're served, Saric is. I mean, she's been serving really well. I know she just faulted there, but that is her serve. I consider an offensive weapon for her
It's a good
team.
serve, very strong, very challenging.
Really good serve.
Yeah, she's faulted
And
in
I'm
the
gonna be
last
quiet
game too.
right now,
a little
Brad.
bit. Yeah, well,
Just
she
gonna be quiet.
did. She's run into a couple of faulting issues in these last 2 games, but without the faults, her serve and volley combo is extremely strong. It's not an easy ball to drive, and it's great hands behind it. All right, so basically it's kind of a mini triple match point here, although Halbauer and Zubori still have to close it out and anything can happen. But for a 5-love lead now, going into Anna Zubori. Saric. And there it is, just the firepower from Halbauer Zubori. Up 5-love. Let's see what kind of will it is for O'Sullivan and Saric at this point. You got two ways to look at this. Like, let's just give them absolutely nothing here. Make them close out every point. Make them win it. Or you could be like, let's hit. Maybe we'll get a couple of lucky balls, and somehow we'll hit back our way into it by a ball or two, and then maybe they throw in a fault. To me, for them, just keep competing the way they have. What's gotten them here and what's been such a fantastic year for them all season long.
Yep, 100%. But Zubori and Halbauer have just put their foot on the gas. After the first game, I feel like in this set, Brad, they just kicked it up a notch and are just applying a pressure in so many different ways and just looking to be way more offensive. The pace of play has picked up, the power in the overheads. Any activity from the baseline, they're bringing a lot more offense, whether they're at the baseline or the net.
Well, they did in the first set too. What's unique about this is though they're committed to just hitting hard overheads now. You notice that they're passing up drop shot opportunities to pound another one. Occasional like something different, I guess, right there just to make us look silly. But hard. Yep. Attacking more. It's almost the hard is forcing them into occasional more drives, or they have to be a little bit more out of position,
Yes.
and it just makes things faster. And as we talked about earlier, faster is better for Zubori and Halbauer. The faster it gets, the better it is.
All right, prior to that fault, that was Halbauer and Zubori ran a 7-point streak of winning.
Are you looking at court director? Those court director stats are awesome and off the charts.
They are awesome. Courtdirector.com. You can check them out. Not only what's going on in this court, but
all the courts.
Other courts. All right, double match point here.
All right, game, set, and match for Halbauer Zubori. Whether a tough second set and a good comeback even in the first set from O'Sullivan and Saric, who show why they're one of the top teams in the country once again. All right, let's take a quick look at the match stats brought to you by Court Director. There you have it. 57% to 43%, and 8-point string to finish it out, the last 8 points of the match. You could almost feel a little bit, Denise, like in that service game that went 4 and out, in the middle of that set, it sort of took the air out of the balloon.
Yes, it's hard mentally to recover from that when you're fighting tooth and nail otherwise.
And they were fighting tooth and nail even in the first 2 or 3 games of that set. They just lost them, but they had a deuce. It was back and forth, super close. It was a great match. Any final thoughts, Denise?
Yeah, Halbauer and Zubori did, they played a solid match. Obviously ended up coming out victorious, but I just feel that the amount of pressure that they apply in the various ways in which they do so make it really difficult. There's very little room for error for any opponent they're going to face. And then O'Sullivan and Sarge, they locked it down in that second set. And I really liked the spark that was in Saric. She started blitzing more, blocking more, coming in, and just, again, her hands are so good. She does that little chip and charge. I think it took Zubori and Halbauer kind of by surprise, and they had to recover. So fantastic play by all four players, and we're excited to see where Halbauer and Zubori, how they do in the next round in the semis. It was really fun calling this match with you, Brad.
It was a pleasure, and that's a wrap here for the women's quarterfinals. And go get a quick bathroom break and come right back for the men's quarterfinal round action. Mark Powers just jumped into the booth. Mark, you ready for your quarterfinals? Ready as ever, he says.
He's
all right,
like,
guys.
Let's go.
Vamos. How's your Spanish? Vamos. He gave me a vamos. All right, let's go. We'll see everybody back here for men's quarterfinal round action. That's a wrap here for the women's quarters.
The business owners that I'm working with have entrusted Corient in this work because we're really focused on supporting them in their important endeavors. They're functioning every day in their zone of genius, and their expectation of us is we're doing the same. My name is Anna Diaz. I'm a partner and wealth advisor at Corient. When we think about the work we're doing for our clients, we think about first financial, absolutely. It is not uncommon that our very successful business owners and clients are making disjointed decisions. Our job is to provide a proactive strategy so the filter in which they make these decisions is informed. Second is the emotional load. Our clients often are asking themselves, what am I missing? Our job is to remove that mental load so they feel that their strategy is optimized, is simplified, and is executed cleanly. And the third is generational. Absolutely, there is technical design that goes into that, but it is also the thoughtful impact they want to have with what they've created.
My name is Teja Page. I'm originally from Zagreb, Croatia, but I moved to States in 2015 when I started my school at Ole Miss. I played tennis there. I started playing platform tennis actually this year in January. I started playing tennis when I was 7. A couple months later, it got really competitive, so I kept playing, and then I eventually ended up doing college tennis. I got recruited by Ole Miss, where I played for 4 years, and that was the best decision. I had the best time. And then after I graduated, I actually wanted to play professionally, so I went on tour. However, that was cut short because of COVID, because then I decided to actually go back to work. Best part of my game would definitely be a forehand drive and ability to basically get every single ball back. Well, goals for paddle is to just keep enjoying the game, keep playing better and better, hopefully achieve some better results and win some big tournaments, and then give it our best shot at nationals. I'm Teja Page, and this is APTA Tour.